one of the many quarterbacks who Browns fans are talking about, debating, is Kyler Murray. Greg Cosell, NFL Films, talking about what he sees when he looks at him on film.
He's always been a tough evaluation for me because, he's a shorter quarterback. He obviously has a good arm, and he's a very explosive mover as well, and we've seen that. He's had some games. I can think back. It wasn't this year. It might have been the year before against the Rams. It was early in the season. He had one of those games where he just made ridiculous plays outside of structure, which he's capable of doing any given week. The question is, can he play with any kind of real consistency within structure? And now that comes down to coaching. You mentioned Minnesota. I have no idea what Kevin O'Connell thinks of him, but obviously that's a very highly structured, well-schemed pass game. I think that, unfortunately, there's other elements that come into play with Kyler Murray that we all know about. You're asking me about the football part. The other part's out there, and there's no question it's in the league. You know that, Ross, and that's a factor. So it's going to be really interesting to see where he goes. But I think that he needs, even though he's very good improvisationally, I think he needs a really structured offense that allows him to play that way and have the other part be, I don't want to say secondary, but not the featured part of his game.
Casey, just when I hear that, and the other part of it is, doesn't like to put in the work, not sure if he really likes that kind of thing. I think think of what Todd Monken did with Lamar Jackson. Now Lamar Jackson's bigger, but Kyler Murray, he's the only guy to ever be drafted top 10 in both the NFL and Major League Baseball drafts. He is a freakishly good athlete, and I think Todd Monken could probably unlock him a little bit.
Yeah, when you look at the play style, and if you look at what Monken's been able to do with mobile quarterbacks, you could see a path to that. But if you were to tell me on face value, I'm going to have to pay for Kyler Murray, I'd probably be out on it. But if the Cardinals have to guarantee so much of his money and you're on a friendly deal, you can talk yourself into it. The question is, and this is something that he talked about in interviews last year, is not wanting to rely on his legs as much. Well, if that's the case, then I'm all the way out. I need you to rely on your legs because that's what makes him an outlier, is that freakishly explosive athletic ability to make people miss, keep plays alive. And just because the nature of his play, he can't win over the middle because he can't see over the line. So I need him to be able to move to shift pockets, to do all those things. I know Monken would be willing to do that. And the Browns aren't exactly in a position where we have a bunch of riches at quarterback and we can no, we don't need Kyler Murray. If it's contract friendly and you can get him and he's willing to use his legs, I'm in. But if any of those factors fall apart, then I'd have to be out.